preschoolers, welcome back. I'm Miss Kristen. Today we're going to do a super fun science experiment using one of these. Do you happen to know what this is called? I'll give you a hint. Pine cone. Put it together. It's called a pine cone. If you said a pine cone, you are right. A pine cone comes from a pine tree. And pine cones hold seeds in them. And each layer of the pine cone protects the seed inside of the pine cone. So you're first going to see a pine cone on a tree look like this. And then the wood scales start to open to become bigger of what we might see on the ground. Now that you know a little bit about pine cones, I have a question for you. My pine cone looks like this, but I want to know how to get a pine cone like this. So today we are going to do a fun science experiment, which means we're going to play around and try some things to get our pine cone to close instead of open. So let's go ahead and begin. Pine cone experiment. What happens if we put the pine cone in water? So the first thing I did was set up my hot water, my air, and cold water, and I started to film this, and I sped it up as fast as I could from the 15 minutes that my camera was on it. And as you can see, the hot water seems to be shrinking the pine cone faster than the cold water. However, the cold water is still making the pine cone shrink. And of course, the air is not doing anything because there's no water. So it's just going to stay the same. I see that the hot water has almost shrunk the whole pine cone. And the cold is just moving very slowly. It's just making the pine cone close very slowly. So here's a picture of the first time I saw the pine cones and then the last time I saw the pine cones. There's a big difference. For your experiment, you're going to need 3 pine cones, 3 glass or plastic containers, hot water, cold water, wait about 15 to 30 minutes, and then you can keep on checking on your pine cone throughout the time. So friends, here's what I want you to do. I would like you to go find a pine cone. Maybe it's close by your house or in a park. So find the pine cone and maybe find a couple if you can and do my experiment that I showed you. Take a small pine cone, put it in a clear glass so you can see it change. Put hot water in one, put a pine cone in a glass that's just air so you can see what it began with. And then put a pine cone in cold water. And I want you to just sit and watch for at least 15 minutes or even longer if you can. And then I want you to tell me what you saw when you put your pine cone in hot water, cold water, and then at the very end, what did the pine cone look like or what did it do? Alrighty friends, thanks for joining me on this fun science experiment of putting a pine cone in water, and I hope you have an awesome day.